Very good morning, South Africa. Baie goeiemôre, Suid-Afrika. Molweni Mzansi, and coming to you from a beautiful, sunny, and seems to be now getting to the true spirit of spring, Cape Town. Baie goeiemôre, Suid-Afrika. Baie welkom. Sonnige Kaapstad vanoggend. Ek hoop dit is waar u is. Ook 'n lieflike dag. Al is dit reën, alles is maar seëninge wat ons kry van bo. Maar vandag 'n baie mooi Kaapse dag en baie welkom. Dit is 9 uur, so 'n paar minute voor. En ek klim maar altyd in. I always get in just to say a very good morning. As per always, our 9 o'clock meeting, no matter where I am, no matter where, 9 o'clock South African time, every Wednesday for the past year now, we have been here. We have been personally here. Just a couple of people. Charlene, good morning. Yaku Rousseau. Senior, goeiemôre. Rosaline, good morning. Leonie, it's always good to be able to see here. This is a set date, and you knowing this can bring your questions, your discussions, your opinions for this hour with myself, and I always look forward to hearing from you. We have built up this party from a movement to where we are today. And most of you here have been with me every step of the way, every bump, every fall, and there's been many, every opinion, every attack, every criticism, but also the good days, and that's important. So good morning to you, Erika, Aniki, goeiemôre die Noord-Kaap uit, Anton Monroe, to Graham, Wesley Kutsia, Tommy, Debbie, very good morning. I'm just mentioning until 9 o'clock, just some people, Fiona, Jooste, good morning. And so good to have our continued stalwarts of the UIM here. Baie dankie vir elkeen van u klink versoek wat u is. Dames en here, baie van u is al hier vandag 1 af, saam met ons. En ons wil net vir u sê, dit is 'n heringseëning. Dit kom van die Here af. Ons genade kom uit van daar af en ons staan sterk. Esther, goeiemôre. Ja, Fatima, ons visiepresident, hard gewerk gisterand. Ons almal lyk 'n bietjie moeg. En ek gaan 'n bietjie verduidelik waar ons mee besig is. I will explain to you where we are today as a political party that is now 26 days away from elections. And this is important because every week when I give you my State of the Nation, I bring things to the table to explain to you from the presidency, leadership, what we are doing. And I think South Africa, one of the important things that we need to understand. Tracy, good morning in England. Marinda Gansbaai, that deserves a little bit of recognition. Isabel, good morning. Goeiemôre, Saintjie. Dinsdag sap het ons altyd so inspirerend, absoluut, ons is daar so. South Africa, we are on the last, can I call it, few meters to an election. And although we are still being attacked, although old stories and our old enemies and our old people, some of them very, very bad characters, and some of them not well, in the sense of their way of thinking, which we will dissociate ourselves from, continually rehash history. And we have decided as a party, we have decided as a people, we have decided as South Africans that we want change. Change can only come once a person has decided that change is needed. It is a logical assumption, dit is 'n logiese bevestiging, that if you are a drug addict, the only way to get out of being a drug addict is to firstly admit that you are. That goes the same for being an alcoholic. It is the same for being a gambler. It is the same for anything that you are currently caught up in and you are in denial. This is sanity. You cannot fix something until you have not acknowledged that something is broken. Once you get to that honest adult level, that you are broken, that you've had a past that is psychologically killing you as a human being and physically, can you actually start to work to fix such a problem? The reason why we in the UIM have begun this journey is that no matter who we are, where we come from, and what we have done, that we have united as a people, recognizing that this country unequivocally, undeniably is broken. Ons het as mens, maak nie saak jou geskiedenis, maak nie saak jou foute, maak nie saak jou op en af nie. Ons het as Suid-Afrikaners besluit, ons land is gebreek. Dit is die punt van erkenning. South Africa, we have agreed that myself, you, and so many have come to the point in our own country, not for business, not for gain, not for personality, and definitely not for power. We have come together to fix our country. I want to say this again. There are people that sat back and said, we are broken as a people. South Africa, the only reason why we would get involved in this country, and so many of us, welders and bankers and farmers and policemen and teachers and life policy salesmen and engineers and mechanics, all of us as citizens, the only reason we got involved in building this UIM is ons is gatvol. We've had enough. And the signs of enough has now not just gone into a certain race. This country has always fought on the base of race. It has always segregated itself in race. En as ras nie dit is nie, dan is dit geloof. En as dit nie geloof is nie, dan is dit persoonlikheid of finansies. Maar iets het hierdie land altyd gebreek. Something always broke us. And very little in this country has united us. The up and down of a Springbok rugby team has the potential also to unite or to destroy us. And thank the heavenly God, we won last week. But look at it. Look at it. At the end of the day, aren't we like the Springbok rugby team? 3 losses in a row. You start screaming and saying it's over and ons gaan hulle nooit weer ondersteun nie. And then suddenly they win a game and die braai is on. Suddenly when the Springboks beat the All Blacks last week, Saturday, all negativity of that team is lost. And they again the best team in the world. The analysis is that you're only as good as your last game. And that is the same about politics. That is the same about humanity. Let us talk straight. You're only as good as your last victory. You're only as good as your last video clip. You're only as good as your last actions. Ons moet nie vir mekaar lieg nie. And if you look back at where South Africans have come for the past 27 years, where are we? What are we? Now, South Africa, 2 days ago, I was called by a person that is a major editor of a major newspaper group in this country. A great man, a guy that I respect and a guy that I wrote many articles for when I was an economist within the African continent's basis of financing. And this is what he said. He said, you know, Neil, I have now watched you from the first day, August last year, until today. And I want to give you a compliment. And I went, that would be rare, but give it to me. And he said, you and the UIM, and he's been 45 years in this, in media. He said, I want to give you a compliment about 2 things. 1, no doubt the UIM is the most non-racial, non-segregated, united political party voice in this country. That's unbelievable. That's an accolade, South Africa. Hy het gesê, ons is die mees non-rassistiese, non-gesegmenteerde partij in hierdie land, en al wat ons van praat is eenheid. Al wat ons van praat is om die verlede verby te sit, te leer en voor te gaan. Dit is 'n verskriklike positiewe kommentaar van 'n hoofredakteur in die koerantbedryf. And the second thing he said was, the compliment he gave the UIM is that we are the leader in set communication on social media. He said there is no other political leader in this country that opens himself, makes himself available to the public with no control of what we are asking, no control of what we are saying, and that you can take any question, debate, positive or negative, with your people. This is a compliment, because you don't see a guy like Jonathan Steenhuisen, Helen Zille, Patricia de Lille, Julius Mann. You do not see political leaders do this. There's none. Not Corneille Mill. Nobody has been involved with the people like Neil de Beer and the rest of the leadership of the United Independent Movement, being my Vice President Fatima, our Secretary General Jacques, and now soon to be announced, our new chairperson of the United Independent Movement. This is why we gain votes. Because what we didn't know, South Africa, wat ons nie geweet het nie, is that when it went to COVID lockdown, we used the social media to build a political party. We didn't know. In actual fact, we really sat here and we said, we want to make a change as a country. All of us that have faults, all of us that have a history. Sure, I've got a history. Sure, I've made mistakes. Ja, ek het vloekwoorde gebruik. Yes, I said I'm gutful of the white racists. And yes, I said I am gutful of the black racists. I said it. I'm not perfect. I stumble. As ek my voet stamp, sê ek nie, oepse daisies nie. Ek's nog nie daar nie. I have made humongous mistakes in my life. And I think some of the biggest mistakes I've made in my life, like you have made, is to trust people. Is om mense te trust. You've been through it, South Africa. Come now. You've trusted people. You've had family as partners in business. How did that go? You've had friends in business that have dropped you, that have nearly ruined your life. You've trusted people, and they've let you down. Why is Neil de Beer different? I am not different. Not at all. I make mistakes. You know, yesterday, a friend of mine came here and he gave me a beret. Onthou julle hierdie goeders nou, dis die ouens wat nou in die army was, né? You can clearly see in the EFF, they don't know how to get houding. You know, houding. So if you were in the army, al was jy ook in die kadette of die voortrekkers, we used to get houding, né? Houding in our beret. There's a certain way that you fold a beret globally. It's just done. It's like when you used to make your bed. En ons het die beret gekry, ons het 'n wapentjie gekry, en ek en hy het we put our beret on. My goodness. Some said we look like, I look like Sylvester Stallone in a movie. You know, South Africa, sometimes we've got to laugh a bit. Now a guy writes to me and he says, because I put on a beret yesterday, he is not going to vote for me. Okay, so listen to me. Clothing, branding, and a little fun makes you not vote for the UIM. Yeah. So because I wanted to see how this beret looks like, because only some of us can wear a beret, maar met houding, né? Now you're not going to vote for the UIM because I'm wearing a beret. South Africa, that's pathetic. Nee, dink 'n bietjie wat 'n laafvlak IK is dit. If it's not my rings, if it's not my watch, if it's not my beret, if it's not my glasses, you're not going to vote for me. Then don't. Don't. Because it's not about a bloody beret or a ring. By the way, my new ring. No, you're not going to vote for me because I've got a ring that's got a cross that reminds me of my love for God. No, don't vote for me. Dis patheties, man. Ek sal dra wat ek wil. Ek sal net nie kaal rondhardloop soos 'n idioot nie. Maar of ek 'n beret, 'n turpin, 'n keppie, 'n hoedjie of 'n skaaf wil dra, dan het dit niks met jou uit te waai nie. Dis my reg. Dis my keuse. Nou sê jy ek dra beret omdat ek die oppositie van die EFF, maar nee, ek was in die weermag, man. As daar iemand is wat verdien om 'n beret te dra in die publiek, is dit ek. En 100,000 ander manne in die wêreld. In Frankryk, as jy rondloop, het almal berets. Nou, jy gaan nie Frankryk toe nie. South Africa, we've got to really grow up. We really got to get up and start looking at each other in the mirror and say, what is really the reason this country is in the doldrum? It's not because of a fashion statement. It's because the ANC and the EFF have ruined this country. Now we've got to wake up here now. Ons moet wragtig wakker skrik. So omdat jy nou kakie dra, moet ek nie van jou hou nie. Omdat jou ideologie 'n ander tipe is, nou moet ek, nee man. We have bigger fights to fight than beret or no beret. Fashion or no fashion. Daar's mense wat honger ly. There are people that have no housing. There are people that currently get evacuated from their jobs because they refuse to be vaccinated. The country's infrastructure is imploding. The ANC is continually in denial and are schizophrenic by telling us they are going to fix something which they were in charge of fixing. The king is naked. So if potholes, corrupt councillors, rubbish statements on polls saying the city works for you. People that were politicians and have now changed t-shirts and think they are new. This is narrow-minded. Herman Mashaba with Action SA worried about a logo. No, this is kleinlik. The DA and the Good Party having a massive fight in Cape Town when all of them at one stage were DA. Mense, dit is asof ek wakker word in 'n wêreld waar glad geen gereg en geen waarheid meer is nie. Maar ons worry oor 'n beret. 'n Fotootjie met my in 'n beret. Het jy geen ander idee oor hoe ons land op hierdie oomblik uit mekaar uitval nie? Nou, dit is reg. Jy het 'n reg tot opinie. South Africa, hear me clearly. You are not going to derail with old videos, old sound bites, and utter nonsense. You are not going to derail the united, independent movement. I tell you that in front of God as my witness. You cannot derail us. Dis nie moontlik nie. And when we now sit here as people, not all with high IQ, but with logic, how can you look at what the DA and the EFF and the Freedom Front and the Good Party and all of this cabal and believe them? How do you do that? En wragtig ons gaan weer vir hulle stem. This is crazy, South Africa. Now, I am not the perfect man. No, I'm not. We have never declared that Neil de Beer is divine. We have never said that this man is perfect. I have never said that. What I've said is I'm willing to fight. I am willing to stand up and I'm willing to take the crunch. But we are not going to stop fighting the EFF and the ANC to have them removed. Now call it stupidness or guts, honor or glory. This cannot come to me. I'm not that hope. I am the one wanting to have hope with you. So when you look at people that perpetually, like the Wesley Barnards, who was with Anthony Hall, and that had a story. Sorry, Johan Rousseau, this flabbergasted idiot, that goes and perpetuates criminal acts of breaching the Poppy Act, which he will now pay for. Pay for. Because you must never take my weakness as kindness. You moet nooit, don't think because I'm a nice guy with manners that you can take that as a weakness from me. I think you must look at my history, where I come from. I'm a fighter. Long time in the dark. Trained in the dark. I come from the dark. But I am now in the light. Ek kan ook vuil speel. What do you think all my time in Russia and as a spy and as a soldier and as a struggle, do you really think that I've been nice? I'm not nice. Hear me. But what I am is now a person that gave my life to God Almighty. That bent my knee to become good. but don't take my kindness as a weakness. I am a gentleman, but I am a sincere officer. The way that certain people are threatening us, the people that continually spread lies, we will come for you. Because if you are in God, it's a decision. It's a decision to be in the light. It's a decision to get up and be fair, to be just. So there's a very simple question. I have put it out there that the UIM is now bigger than Neil de Beer. Come now, South Africa. The UIM has grown to a national organization. We have a vice president, Fatima. We now have a new chairman that will be announced in the next week, a chairman of our party. A very astute man. We have a Secretary General in Jacques Taljaard. We have a Deputy Secretary General in Chris Jonk. We have 12 other head office management and executive. We have 8 provincial executive councils. We have more than 500 councillors that are contesting 1,200 seats. South Africa, did you really think it was just about Neil de Beer? So to those that continually hash up utter rubbish from the past, for those that are replaying a video that said that I said I am tired of the whites, you must get a brain cell, man. Because I don't know if you've recognized, I'm white. Ja, maar dan is ek mos nou kinkelend mal, man. As ek nou sê, ek is nou gatvol vir die blankes. Okay, dan moet ek maar seker vir 'n pigmentoorplanting gaan. Nee. Ek is trots Suid-Afrikaans. Ek is trots blank. Nee. Ek is trots Afrikaans. Ek is trots boer. Maar my besluite gaan nie oor my kultuur nie. My besluite gaan oor my hart. Dit gaan oor reg en regverdigheid. Die feit dat jy uit 'n kultuur uitkom wat almagtig deur God geskep is en deur 'n volk geskep is met 'n taal wat uniek is, wat Afrikaans is en wat ek sal beskerm tot die bitter einde. Maak nie van my 'n persoon wat kan wegstap van God se genade oor donker en lig nie. Hoor my mooi. Daar is 'n groot verskil tussen die aanvaarding van reg en verkeerd, tersydig van jou ras, jou kleur en jou geloof. Dit is mos IK, man. Dit is IK. Dit is IK. That's IQ. The fundamental principle in this country has to stop about destroying each other. En ek sê dit weer. Die blanke ras in die land, die Afrikaner, moet saamstaan. Nou ek was buite daai pad. Ja, ek was. Ek het my pad gekies. Maar ek is hier, my verlede is soos 'n goeie boek met slegte hoofstukke. Maar vandag, soos ek hier sit, op hierdie Godgegewe dag, die 6de Oktober, 21 dae weg van my verjaarsdag, is ek 'n nuwe mens. Dit het lank gevat oor hierdie jaar om vir my te laat besef dat my taal, my volk en my kultuur nie gegrond is op slegte keuses of slegte mense nie, maar 'n unieke mens. South Africa, we've got to get past this scenario of the past, and he said and she said, no weapon made by man will prosper against that of the Son of a God. No weapon. And that includes little doctored and cut voice notes, illegal tape recordings of matters that are put out in context. There is a poppy law that has a criminal intent against you. But the fact that we've got to always fight about law is actually pathetic. You should know when you are wrong. Where are we? You are sitting with a man called Neil de Beer that has worked a year to get your trust. A man that has given my life. A man that has been insulted and assaulted by a myriad of people and have not ever decided to go the path of fighting back. Julle gaan dit nie van my kry nie. You're not going to get it from me. When the Wesley Barnards attack and have the greatest aptitude of talking utter rubbish, but don't want to face me in court or face me in face, who became a person that left a terrible past of a person that has been proven and proven again and again wrong, who associated him with him, spread the words and lies, who came crawling back in apology time after time, has now become the biggest resilient fighter, who had private discussions, hundreds of them, one of them that I personally taped for more than an hour and a half, but never leaked it to the public, where he condemns and damns people on record. But it is a private conversation, and therefore must remain private if you are a gentleman, if you are in God. You see, I can take that tape recording and also splurt it, and then hell will come. But if we have become a society of tape recordings, doctoring videos, and attacking people of their integrity because you can't face them in their face, what kind of world have we become? Well, you have just become as bad as the ANC. Yes, you have. Yeah, yet. South Africa, here's a declaration. Type it now. Record it. And hear me. The United Independent Movement and Neil de Beer, its mass executive, have only one enemy. And that is the people that are currently in government that has destroyed the Republic of South Africa. The people that have brought us to our knees. The people that forced us to become politicians, to fight for our country. This is the African National Congress, and this is the EFF. I am blatantly clear. Ek wil dit op record hê, dat die United Independent Movement, die UIM, het net een vyand. En hierdie vyand is mense wat in staat is, wat in die ANC is en wat in die EFF is en wat ons land totaal verniel. Ons het genoeg gehad. And I'll make another declaration again. This is not Neil de Beer. Listen to Neil, but agree that the United Independent Movement is a small movement that became a party and now have more than 9,000 members registered. And more than 1.9 million people are currently weekly listening to us on social media according to our algorithm. Is that not a miracle on its own? No budget. South Africa, in the past year, we were able to raise R500,000 to run this party. You telling me the UIM is not a miracle? That we are not a miracle of God's divine understanding because we don't attack, we don't make negative comments, and we don't worry about people at the end of the day that want to slaughter us. So the question you've got to ask is, if you are against us, now I'm not talking Neil de Beer because I am fallible and I make mistakes. Remember, I'm a human. But I want to just quickly ask you, if today You acknowledge and agree because this is the truth. That we stand in faith. We are fighting currently corruption by opening our own SIU unit to fight corruption ourselves. That we're working on budgets when we get into council already to change council. Yes, we are. Last night we spent hours with our National Management Council to start working on governance. Ons is al klaar besig om op hierdie oomblik voor te berei dat as ons in raadsale instap, ons reg is. Wie doen dit? That we will fight to protect the Constitution. Now, South Africa, it doesn't matter who you are. But I'm asking you to just bend your mind with me. Kom saam met my en luister net wat ek vra. As jy nie saam met ons is, waar ons korrupsie, geweld, kapitaal en die konstitusie en God wil beklei nie. Nou vra ek net Suid-Afrika, julle is hierso, julle praat met my. Dan vir wat staan u? What are you standing for? I'm asking you. There's 1,200 of you right now online listening to Neil de Beer, not listening to me, listening to the word that has been given to me today. Then help me today and tell me. We are going to fight 1,200 seats in councils across this country. And the reason why this badge is going to have success is not because of Neil de Beer. It's because of you. And why? Because you trust our message. We have never changed our message, South Africa. Never. We have stuck to it. We told you, we will form a political party that stands for the truth. We have done so. We told you we will keep on feeding people through winter, no matter the cost. We've done so, and we are still feeding them. That was long before political parties, man. And then we came out with a 5-point strategy plan of the UIM. We will fight corruption. We will fight the people currently that are in crime. We will bring back capital to make sure services are done. We will protect the Constitution. And we will do so in faith. South Africa, what is wrong with that? Wat is fout daarmee? So my question to you, my vraag aan u, help me. If you are against those principles, I don't care if you are against me. I don't matter. I really don't. I'm just the leader, the president and the founder of the UI. But what matters is you. What matters is what do you say? And by having these hour discussions once a week with me, you can ask me anything. South Africa, I've asked you, when I'm online with you, it's me, it's no one else. Ask me what you want to type, man. Daar's 1,200 van julle op hierdie oomblik hierso. As jy enige iets van my wil weet, sê my. Debbie, that's true. Because what I don't understand is if you are against God, against the Constitution, if you are against people that commit corruption, and if you don't want to fight crime, then you are on the other side. So why will you be attacking people, not me, forget about me, why will you be attacking a political party that's founded on those 5 principles. Don't you get it? Maar dan is jy dom. And there's one thing worse than an idiot. There's only one thing worse than an idiot. It's a motivated idiot. Daar's net een ding erger as 'n idioot, dames en here. En dit is 'n idioot wat jy nou motiveer, né? 'n gemotiveerde idioot. Nee, well, we should not be clapping for these people. Dis nou soos ek, né? Ek was 'n bietjie mollig in my jeug. Dink ek is nou nog 'n bietjie mollig. Maar ek het besluit ek gaan nie hekkies hardloop, né? 400 meter hekkies. En ek kon nie oor die hekkies kom nie. Ek het deur die hekkies gehardloop, né? En toe sê my onderwyser, kyk De Beer, jy moet eintlik hardloop en oorspring, né? Sê ek, meneer, ek kan nie oor hierdie hekkies kom nie. Toe sê hy, nee, dis alright. Toe sê hy, gaan na die ander kant van die veld toe, daar so 'n bal. Dan sit jy hom nou hier. Ek dink jy moet gaan bal gooi. I wasn't built for hurdles. Ek is nie gebou vir hekkies nie. Ek het maar gaan gewig stoot. If you're not good at something, keep on trying, but then at a point surrender. Hou op. Want daar is 'n bal vir jou. There is something that you are good at. And life teaches you, at the end of the day, what you're good at. Now I can laugh. I can wear my beret. Ek weet, dis nou mooi. Kyk hoe mense. I don't have to wear my beret. I can wear my glasses. Klere maak nie 'n mens nie. Geld maak nie 'n mens nie. 'n logo maak nie 'n mens nie. Jou hart, jou siel, jou getuienis voor mens dat jy 'n goeie mens is, dit maak 'n mens. Money doesn't make you a special person. Clothing, money doesn't make you. Your soul does. Your integrity does. Your heart does. And I have that, South Africa. I have a good heart. I have a great feeling of integrity because I do to others which you do to me. And then even if you do bad to me, I don't do it back. Don't you get it? You can attack me and you can kill me, you can do whatever, but I decided I am going to try and change this country and I'm going to give it all, even if it costs me my life. And then what happened is honorable people got up. I didn't know that, I was surprised. Ek het regtig gedink op 'n stadium, ek is die enigste ene wat dink hierdie land is mal. En toe kom julle. Ons is moeg om uit mekaar uit te wees. South Africans, we are tired of racism. When I had that massive call, that call that everybody is now throwing at me, daai getypte oproep wat hulle gesny het en gedokter het. Can you believe that people are still spreading that video of 8 months ago? Yes, you can believe it because for certain it's the only thing that they can use. Don't you get it? It's rubbish. It's nonsense. And to repeat myself every time to say, yes, ek het gesê, ek is gatvol vir die wit rassiste. Dit is nooit in daai video ingesit nie. Ek is gatvol. Is jy nie gatvol nie? Racism between black and white, apartheid en reverse apartheid. Ons is moeg, man. Ons is moeg. We are tired of that. Because South Africa is not about black and white. It's about South Africa. We've got to help the poor. Because the people that have not will come and take it from the haves. And that's wrong. So let's try. Rinda, ek dra nie 'n beret nie. Ek het nie veel hare oor nie, maar ek is nie 'n beret mens nie. So moenie worry nie. Ek sal 'n beret dra as ons moet oorlog toe gaan. Ek is meer 'n keppie mens. Ek is meer 'n underarme keppie mens, nie? Of een van die vaalhoedens, maar mense asseblief. 'n Beret of 'n keppie maak nou nie vir 'n mens nie, hoor. Die kar wat jy ry, dis nie jy nie, dit is maar net 'n kar. Moenie laat ons kleinlik raak nie, man. Jy weet, ek wonder of die mense in die apartheid era vir al die presidente gesê het nie om my swart hoedjies te dra. Nee, dis daarom verskriklik. So what we've got to do is we've got to go back. I'm going to slowly land this plane. I'm going to tell you now. Let us unite. Nothing's going to take off our course. Nothing's going to steer off. Niks gaan ons wegvat van ons toekoms nie. I want to declare to everybody that has thrown stones to us, that has attacked us, I want to hereby declare at 9:45 on the 6th of October, it's too late. Nothing that you can do now is going to stop this machine of the UIM to bring in justice, to stand up for people, white and black. Nothing, niks gaan ons stop nie. So let us, at this current moment, stand together. Ja, Marina, it's incredible how a person have to be repeating itself. But I have come to the point where if you're not with us, you are not with us. Nothing in the past is going to be so important changing the future. Do you get that? Niks in die verlede gaan ons so aanvat om nie die toekoms te verander nie. It's too late. And the problem that you've got is if people think that they can remove you or they can make you tired, that then the UIM will fail. South Africa, we're putting 25,000 posters out there in the next week. We are giving out 100,000 flyers. We have asked people to add to our posters in donations. We have asked the people to support us currently in putting up our flyers. We have asked for more funding so that we can buy our t-shirts. And when we asked for a sum of 150, which is nothing towards the 15 million or 30 million the other parties got, we got up to a point of now 82,000 that has now been spent on our extra posters of 20,000 and our t-shirts. We are still short our 60,000 rand. But that's not going to stop us. It's not going to take us off the road. We will fight harder. People in this country gave us 80,000 rand and said, fight. People gave the DA 15 million rand. So we're fighting, but we are succeeding. We're not stopping. We take the little oil and the little flour and we fight. We fight because they believe in us. And they don't believe in me. They believe in us. They believe in the UIM. That we won't change. that Neil de Beer will take on the ANC and the EFF, not on who they are, but what they've done wrong. And I can tell you right now, here's the last 3 things I'm telling you. Last night, in our national governance meeting of the 9 officials, 9 of the top 9 of this party, which was an unbelievable meeting, an unbelievable, with our Vice President Fatima, our Secretary General Chris, Nomondo from the Western Cape, Shafiq from the Western Cape, Sam Kennedy from KZN, Cindy from head office. We really had a great thinking session. And what happened? Miracle. South Africa, remember these 3 words from now on. Onthou hierdie 3 woorde. And these 3 words, these are our ammunition that we are taking into council. I want you to listen to these 3 words. 1. From the day that a UIM councillor walks into council, without a doubt, that person will start being accountable. Accountability is the first word. But not only will the UIM be accountable for the promises they made, but I'll tell you right now, they will keep the other parties very accountable for the promises they've been giving in the past couple of months. So you can take it that a UIM councillor will be tasked to enforce accountability. Number 2, the second word of the UIM strategy plan in council is implementation. So not only will we focus on keeping all councillors highly accountable for housing and sewage and toilets and cutting your lawns and fixing pipes and putting back street lights, because these are the promises made by all of these parties and not kept for 27 years. They haven't. The UIM will. The UIM will keep you accountable every day. And if we've got to be thrown out of council, attacked, our people will stand strong. Because it's time to bring accountability back. And they are spreading promises. Hulle vloei. We are noting all of them. Ons skryf hulle neer. And then we will keep them accountable on the 2nd of November. And if there is a broken pipe, a broken light, you will find that if you call your UIM councillor, and if we didn't make councillor in your ward, you will know who's the UIM representative. We'll fix it. We'll get it done. We'll scream so loud that the other parties will gasp for energy. But ons gaan hulle vashou. And the third one is very important. And that is to ensure that there is a review. That every single month we have a review and an audit on what did we keep them accountable about and what was implemented. That is absolutely the 3 pillars of governance of the UIM's decision last night. Accountability, implementation, and audit. We will review it. And you will keep us to that promise. Because we don't just do what we say what we do. And if that is going to change this government, piece by piece, so be it. Ons wil werk. Ons wil nie op ons gatte sit nie. Dis tyd om te werk. We want to work. Look at every councillor candidate we have released. They're workers, eh? They are unbelievable people. So if we keep them accountable, we implement the fixing strategy, and we review all the time. That is the magic. That is what's not been done in this country. So there you have it. You have a party in this country that wants to run the government like a business, like an institution of honor. And that's the difference. Aren't you ready for change? So we don't just promote and chat, and we work here. We don't just talk about berets and watches and rings. We've got massive committees, awesome intellectuals, people that are streetwise, that work for the UIM now. We are now a fully fledged political party in South Africa. But with one difference. We are the People's Party. We are a party for the people. We came from the people, we got supported by the people, and we are loved by the people. And that's it, nothing else. Now, I work 16 hours a day. I worked 16 hours all my life, be it in the military, be it in state, and be it in my business. I have always given 1.5. My 16 hours a day, although I'm tired, will never change. I made you that promise. I promised you I will not stop working. I promised you that my work ethic will continue in state. Ek het dit aan julle beloof. Daai 16 ure 'n dag wat ek insit, gaan dit nie verander nie. Want dit is wat u wil hê. U wil hê dat die werk gedoen moet word. En die UIM is reg. Ons is doodreg. Ons kon nie by almal uitkom nie. Ons kon nie by elke metro uitkom nie. Ons kon nie by elke munisipaliteit oorvat nie. Ons het gedoen wat ons kon met die kapasiteit wat ons het. As u nie vir ons help met geld nie, as u nie soos u nou vrywillig aan ons elke keer help nie, is ons niks. Dan verdwyn ons. Maar julle het nie toegelaat dat ons verdwyn nie. Coalitions are real. We will go into coalition. But I made it very clear. That the United Independent Movement will not sit, debate, or discuss coalition agreements with the EFF or the ANC. We are very clear. The matters of vaccination, where other parties have been ambiguous, we are not ambiguous. We have led that charge of saying, through my Vice President, that no one in this country may be forced to take a vaccine. No one. That it is an absolute personal body choice. And that if you are threatened that you can lose your job because of that contravention of personal choice, that you should be hit by the thunder of law. Our principles are our principles. And Nolette, we cannot get the death penalty back. You have seen our policy. Nolette, if you bring the death penalty back into this country, the first person they're going to hang is me. Yeah. Because the first thing this government, if you give them the freedom of choice in our current pathetic justice system, you want to give them the right to sentence us to death. No way. The death penalty can only be given when your justice system is credible. Now you want to give the ANC selected judges the right to order death on our citizens. Nee, o ja. Daai tou is nie vars om jou nek nie. Dan vra hulle om verskoning. Hulle het 'n fout gemaak want jou DNA-toets het eers 9 maande laat gekom. Nee, dit gaan nie werk nie, mense. You can't have a death penalty where you have a system of injustice. Forget about it. I'm clear about that, Pamela. If you know what I know about this situation in our courts, I won't, I won't trust the people to make the right decision. I mean, they can't even lock up Jacob Zuma. Now you want them to actually sit there and tell people they need to get hanged. René, dankie. Sal my help ons snap. I love you. We are in a good spirit, although we were attacked by the floundering IQ-less people. I'm going out there today. I'm going to have a stunning day. I'm going to have a bit of coffee now, because I have just had an absolute great time with you. And from my point of view, I don't know if there's anybody. Neil, what are we going to about the child and baby rape and murder? How do we deal with it? Rigma, it's very clear. Zero tolerance. Zero tolerance within police. If you do not have trained police officers that understand the law, firstly, you're not going to be able to bring order. And under a UIM strategy, it's finished. It's totally there. We will have zero tolerance. Now, police should understand that if you don't stop someone from flicking a cigarette butt out his car, stopping and fining him, how do you expect us to curb murder? You can't have that. So I am saying, from Metro Police to SAPS, no tolerance on crime. And if you are tolerant of people just dropping their rubbish, and you don't have law enforcement on the minor stuff, you won't get law enforcement on the major stuff. So I am a proponent of total zero tolerance in crime. Zero. As jy steel, tronk toe. If you commit corruption, investigate, charge, prosecute, jail. That's klaar. And that's my opinion. Because when you have someone issuing you a ticket and you paying him the ticket, al twee van julle moet tronk toe gaan. Ja. Because the officer taking the money would not benefit if you don't give him the money. There's no excuse. And this is the frustrating bit about the Zondo Commission. The Zondo Commission has identified more than 2 trillion rand of theft. And now they've asked for another 3 months extension after costing us 1.1 billion rand in fees. Mense, ons oogklappe moet afkom. So no tolerance of that. Desiree, when are you going back on TV? Desiree, we are. We've just been on Chai FM. We've been on Radio Sonder Grense. Tonight I'm being interviewed by a very specific interviewer from the Jewish faith and Jewish culture. Tonight I am speaking outside Stellenbosch on a farm to more than 100 people within agriculture. But television time and radio time seems to be not fairly proportionate. And I do agree the UIM is small, yet effective. But I think our time will increase as it goes on. Denise Cullis, enjoy your day. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Got a big day. I'm launching another 2 branches today. Tomorrow, breaking news. We have received a major present in the area of Grabouw, Williesdorp, Theewaterskloof. Something massive has happened there to us. One party's loss is another party's gain. Hey? Dankie vir die positiewe boodskap, baie dankie. Ons is trots op jou, Nelly, baie dankie, ek waardeer het. Jen, yes, many criminals in the SAP system, but we will root them out. It is as clear as that. LCB, ons bid vir julle baie, dankie. Dion, how are you going to help the poor that have no food? I think, Dion, we have to immediately repair social services. You will agree that social services in this country has collapsed. There is no social workers. There is no social system. I can tell you right now that if we are government, and when we are government, we will double the employment rate of social workers in this country. Police are not social workers, yet they act on it. One of the biggest collapses in this country is social welfare. There is no social welfare in this country. Giving a person a grant doesn't mean that you take care of a person. It just means that you're giving them fish. What we should be doing, Dion, is stepping up, solving poverty with more work, creating employment, stop buying overseas, and bloody buy South African. Get the South African economy stimulated by intertrade, not outer trade. Hierdie totale objektief van Suid-Afrikaners om alles in te bring en niks hierso te maak nie, is gemors. Under my system of government, you will not import anything into this country that can be manufactured locally. And if you then do, I will tax you. Because South Africa product first, it's called Saphobia. Saphobia, S-A-P-H-O-B-I-A, Saphobia is the absolute need and illness forcing you to buy local. I don't know why they don't get it, and I've got a reason. It's coming out soon. So next week on IOL News, Independent Media, I'm writing again a massive exposure on the thinking and the ideology of what people in the South African government is doing. But helping the poor is easy. Listen to the poor. Get to the poor. And help the poor on the ground. Finally, let's, donkey, maybe any other questions? Belinda, cute photo of the beret. Thanks, Belinda. Some people got the joke and some people got the fashion statement. Neil, wanneer kom jy Kreeus dorp toe? Ek het vir Gideon beloof, my eie Gideon, ek moet kom. So ons sal 'n datum vir u kies. Wimpy Boston Belleville, nooi my, ek sal kom. Denise Siegel from Montclair, so full of them, thanks. Denise, our rock. Elroy, kan ek jou 'n bietjie koffie kom maak? Ek sal dit geniet. Elroy, kom ek sê of ek nou koffie nodig? Harde aand. Valencia, thank you, Neil, for the first time in my life. I'm confident. Thank you, Valencia. Valencia, we will not let you down. I can tell you that. Isabel, I enjoy your coffee. Thank you. Hope to have one with you guys soon. Judah Govender, theft and crime goes on deaf ears. Yes, but I'm. By the way, South Africa, my tour. I am going on a Blitz tour again. Just take these dates, but we will put out a banner. On the 12th and 13th of this month, that's now next week, I will be 2 days in the Eden District. Skryf dit maar neer. Tentatief die 12de en die 13de Oktober is ek en my span in Mosselbaai, Grootbrak, Knysna en George. So as u in die Eden District is, ons het 2 dae van programme. Ons voorsitter van die Suid-Kaap area, Chris Jonk, is daar. Cherise is daar met die jeugliga en met ons mense, Bridget almal. So skryf dit maar neer. If you are in die Hartenbos, Mossel Bay, George, Knysna, Grootbrak area, we are coming to speak to you. We are coming to have coffee with you. I'm there for a full 2 days. So look at the Facebook programs, look where we are, please join us. We are allowed to have outside meetings up till 2000, us that were the law-abiding citizens only now. Die res van die frikkies het maar gemaak wat hulle wil, né? But we will ensure the law is abided by. So look forward 12de, 13de, Mosselbaai, Hartenbos, Grootbrak, George Nyasna se mense. Ek kom, it's our last drive before the elections. So ons gaan dit uitsit, ons gaan die program uitsit. Secondly, I will be then moving from the Eden district to Buffalo City. So East London, we are coming. So on the 14th and 15th, East London, Buffalo City, with Tamara and her unbelievable team, we'll be doing programs there. And then the big one, we are going to be in Durban, Chatsworth, Phoenix, Pietermaritzburg on the 15th, 16th, 17th, so the 16th, 17th and 18th of October, 3 days in KwaZulu-Natal. Come and see us. So all of this that I've just said, our tour from the 12th until the 19th of October will be put up on Facebook, social media. If you're in the area, let's stand together and let's do what we need to do. So I'm very, very happy. Joanne, Neil, ek is besig om goedjies by mekaar te kry. Rappel, asseblief, ons moet fondse kry. Our banking details are here. We really need you for the last push. Lavelle, it's because they are scared. Yes, they are. Maar die Oktober mense is passievol, workaholic. Ja, ons is skerpioene, ne? Ons fight. Andre, hi, will the session continue? You become president. Yes, sir. Andre, this session will never stop. As long as I can keep on doing this, my date with you guys will never change. I don't care if it's in the back of a presidential car, an airplane, a helicopter, or a balloon. But this with you is important to keep me grounded. That's important. Dion, I call them our pensioners, our veterans. Shocking how this government has treated our people that are senior citizens. 30 Rand a month. It's a slap in the face, it's an insult. It's easy, Dion, we can give them more if we steal less in government, and we will fight corruption. I'm going to start closing up, and this is clear. I'm committed to you. Het maak nie saak wat hulle sê nie. Lynette, ons moet social services regkry, absolutely. If there is no other, I just want to say thank you for this. Thank you for always giving me the time, no matter where you are. Bridget, ongelooflik wat jy al verrig het. Bridget is 'n rots, Bridget Maritz, daar in Grootbrak. Sy is 'n rots by ons, né? Selwyn. Neil de Beer, jy het op daai een live gesê, jy's colored. Selwyn, I'm colored. I'm Afrikaans. I'm a boertjie. I'm a Xhosa. I am South African, Selwyn. And more than that, I love you, dude. I love all of you. Every single one of you. Ja, ek love julle. So from my point of view, I'm with you. And you are right, Selwyn. If we as the people don't recognize that the minorities in this country, being the Indian, the white and the colored denominations, are lost, we are not going to see the future. The UIM has got a path of 3 years to build our party. 1 November is the election for local government. The big push must be 2024. And Selwyn, what the UIM wants to do, it wants to be the voice of the minority. But what we don't understand, and there will come a debate on this with you, is that if the minorities now stand together under one party, we can again be the majority. And I will discuss that with you, but you are right. We have to stand together. Guys, thank you very much for this time. It's already an hour and I can keep on going. I love you that much. But I look forward to the Blitz tour between the 12th and the 19th. We are going to try and fit in 3 or 4 other little cities and metros before the 1st of November. Keep going. Keep going in the truth. Keep going in God's word. Keep pushing the UIM because it's you that make up the UIM. No one else. We have become undoubtedly the People's Party. Together we will. Only together. I look forward with our SG's discussion regarding our new membership program for the party, and we would like to make that launch as soon as possible. One of the things that will help us is the fees. It's the membership fee that will stop us from having to beg every single day for money. We would like to be a fully constituted, paid for party, and that will help us at the end of the day. Remember, 2024, that's where we are, 2024. Guys, and then if you need me, you can email me on info@uimsa.org. info@uimsa.org, but write it and say, for the attention, Neil de Beer. They then send it on to me, and I get back to you. So anything you want to ask me, any statement, please contact me on info@uimsa.org. I do get it. And as you know, I reply. As jy wil my kontak, skryf vir my 'n e-pos, info@uimsa.org. Dames en heren, dan het ons nou SIU, ons eie ondersoekeenheid, het ons nou gestig. Chris Jonk op hierdie oomblik is die beheerende liggaam. U kan ons kontak met enige probleme, waar sake teen counselors, sake krimineel, net krimineel, waar daar geen oplossing is nie, kan u vir ons daai saak stuur. Die e-pos is SIU for Special Investigative Unit @uimsa.org. Again, for any matters related to criminality, any matters that you want investigated, or cases that you have made that are not yielding any success, we have started our specialized investigating unit under the UIM. The email address for such cases, requests, and info is siu@uimsa.org. If there's any discussions regarding membership, you can contact Lorna, Lorna, Lorna@uimsa.org. She's done a special job for us, an unbelievable work, and she just continues. And that's important to us. And then finally, we are still short of getting our t-shirts prepared for the 1st of November. We need about 500 t-shirts for our members that will be manning every voter station in this country. If there's anybody that can help us, any donations that you can support us with, our banking detail, Warren has put it up here. It is on the screen. Anything can help us. We have got 4 weeks left. Very soon, you will be seeing our posters going up. I think our posters are stunning. They look stunning, and I'm very proud of everybody at the end of the day getting this done. So we are ready. May God bless you. May God bless this Republic of South Africa. Bless our families. Look after us. Guide the UIM, its leadership, into doing the right thing. And that's important. The right thing. Dames en heren, mag die Here u seën. Mag hy sy hand van ongelooflike vrede en seënwense oor u bring en u familie. Mag hy die UIM se leierskap 100% ondersteun in wysheid. En mag ons op die einde van die dag onthou, dit gaan oor u naam en ons mense. Have a brilliant Wednesday. Thank you for your support and all your love. And remember, South Africa first, but God will always be number one. Lekker bly, tot ons weer praat.